Hi everybody, I'm here to give you a review of this Hamilton Beach wide mouth juicer. It fits Whole Foods, and I used this for a good amount of time before I decided to replace it. Now, the design today is currently the same as what it was when I purchased it. It has these little latches here, and when you undo them, you can take off the top. You have the pusher here. You have a nice wide opening in the top. You have your bucket to capture all of the leftovers from juicing, and then you have your screen mesh and the plastic unit that holds it to make sure that all the juices stay inside, and of course the motor mount. Now, I really liked this juicer when I bought it. I bought it for a very specific reason, and that was to juice very hard vegetables, carrots, celery, maybe apples every once in a while. And I used it about once a week. Now, I decided at one point to start juicing more often, and I started juicing every day. So that is when I started really noticing some of the shortcomings of this system. One is, when you lock everything in place, as I'm about to do here, and you put this catch on, it has a hole right here for air to escape. Well, when juicing, you push something in, all of a sudden, it would just go out all over the room. And I found that I had to then jury rig stuff to put over it, and once a week, once a month, no big deal doing that. Every day, it was becoming a major hassle. But this right here, especially with some of the carrots and celery I put in, it would just start shooting out of this hole, and it shot a good 4 to 5 feet away from the unit, off the counter, onto the floor, and that requires a lot more cleanup unless you're able to block it. 2, and this is the fact that I was juicing not just for me, but also my wife, and they give you a little catch cup here. Well, this is only 2 cups. I was juicing 4. I tried using other containers, but you really need something that goes up above the spout. So I found myself taking this, using this, putting something under here, pouring it in, and putting it back underneath to juice some more. And that was sort of inconvenient. I found that to be a downfall of the machine, which is one of the reasons why I really replaced it. Last, and this is something I don't know if you noticed when I was showing you here, and it was apart, but it's really hard to clean this unit. They have all these little nooks and crannies in here. And they still, I mean, I used this for, as I said, about a year. It still has food on it, and I've soaked it, I've tried all sorts of things, and then the same thing here with this metal screen. If you can see inside here, you will notice that it's brown in some areas, and that is because I wasn't able to clean where these little blades are. They have little knives in here that cut everything up, which works really well, but they're really hard to clean. And especially when using it a lot, it became harder and harder. Now, they do provide you with a brush to clean it with. I found this to not really work all that well. The brush is sort of weak, it doesn't really scrape very well. I actually found it was better to just use a sponge. Go around the outside of the unit, then rinse it out, and then go around the inside of the unit. You have to be very careful though, because again, these blades will rip apart a sponge very quickly and make a huge mess. So that's kind of my thoughts on it, is that this was a great unit to start. It was about $60. I wasn't sure if I was going to juice very often, and I wasn't sure if I'd keep up with it. And my original intent was, as I said, carrots and celery. And for those things, it works phenomenally well, with the exception of course, this little hole right here. But it does. It works really well for those items. And I really did like this. I used this for about a year. When I started to switch to an everyday process, and I started to incorporate more veggies, especially soft ones such as Swiss chard or spinach, I found that it didn't produce the same quality of juice as the slower machines. So that's when I decided to upgrade and get something that was a little bit more professional grade and a little bit easier to clean. Now, the other thing I do want to point out is that this has a nice big opening, and I found this to be very helpful. It's so much easier when it has a big opening to be able to force food in and just push it right in, and it took, usually I was able to juice 4 cups in about 2.5 to 5 minutes. It's incredibly quick, which is really nice. The problem was cleaning it takes like twice as long, because cleaning it here is very hard. Cleaning the screen is hard. Cleaning this bucket, I mean, they have corners in this bucket which are hard to clean out. So it was very hard to clean. A lot of times, since I juice in the morning, I left it in the sink to soak all day, and then I'd come back at night and clean it. And I found that to be a lot easier than trying to clean it every morning, which took about 15 minutes to a half hour, depending on how badly the screen was clean and how bad this was as far as how long it took me. So that is my review. I do suggest if you're looking to purchase a juicer to try, this is a great model, $60, inexpensive to start. If you find you're doing it a lot more often, you can always upgrade, and you didn't put out $150 or $200 for some of the other high-speed units, which I think are kind of overpriced. And at that point, you might as well get a more expensive slow speed, which I think will give you a higher quality juice. And that's my review of this. Oh, one more thing. When you do juice, you cannot save the juice. You need to drink it within, I want to say, an hour. It completely changes the flavor because of all the oxygen getting in the juice. You need to drink it right away. You cannot save it at all. I tried, and I found it to be really kind of bad after that. So that's my review, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you get into juicing too. It's a very healthy way to lose weight and very healthy way to get the vitamins and minerals your body needs and get some fruits and vegetables in you that you might not otherwise eat. I mix a lot of stuff in mine, and I find it works really well. Thank you, and bye.